Welcome back, America. We have one of the great experts on Iran and the Middle East, our friend Rich Goldberg, Foundation for Defense of Democracy, Senior Advisor, former National Security Council Senior Official under President Trump. Rich Goldberg, this alliance and this symmetry between the United States and Israel, President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu, it's really rather extraordinary, isn't it?
Mark, we have never seen anything like this in modern history. When you think of the ability of the United States to take a model ally like Israel, be able to go behind closed doors, not with public exercises, be able to have interchangeable coordination, the amount of intelligence planning and sharing in advance, but then operationalizing it. It's one thing like last year to say, well, there was a lot of planning behind closed doors, and then we saw a 12-day war, and President Trump came in with Operation Midnight Hammer. This is Israeli jets, which are, of course, American jets sold to Israel, with American jets in the sky, talking to each other in real time, deconflicting, sharing intelligence, sharing targeting data, being able to do what they are doing in the skies at the same time, refueling each other, making sure that they're successful, because we have an ally like Israel that is forward at a major threat to the United States, that has the military hardware that we have provided over many years to ensure that they have the capability with our intelligence sharing level to go ahead and operationalize in this manner. I think we are seeing something for the history books playing out before our very eyes, and it's going to not just shape the future of the U.S.-Israel security alliance. I think it's going to have to be replicated in other regions of the world where the United States and fellow democracies face big threats.
I agree with that 100%. But the Israelis, I mean, they're so practiced and been in battle over and over again with this enemy and other enemies and so forth. The way they upgrade these various jets and equipment and so forth and so on, and share that information with us as well. I think it's a very, very unique relationship. Let me ask you this. When you hear Gavin Newsom and people like that talk about if he's elected president, God forbid, he's going to withhold funding, withhold arms from Israel, especially if they don't elect the leader that he wants. And this is a mantra now in the Democrat Party. This really would hurt America's national security interests and undermine our alliances, wouldn't it?
Unpack what it means when Newsom says these things, and you see other woke left Democrats or woke right Republicans, quote-unquote Republicans threatening these things. What does that mean? We have an ally in Israel that has unmatched intelligence capability and covert capabilities at one of the sites of a top threat to the United States. We may have other allies like that, but when it comes to the Middle East, when it comes to the Islamic Republic of Iran, when it comes to terrorism from radical Islamists, Israel is number one. And that means that we rely heavily on their intelligence flow. Look what they were able to do to take out Khomeini in his headquarters. Who thought that was going to be possible at the outset of this? I know you did, Mark. You were saying get Khomeini for months. But look, they did it. Israel did it. It's their intelligence, their operatives, and many more of the top leadership of Iran gone because of Israeli intelligence. That is highly valuable. Then you think about the years of structure and relationship where we have this model ally with this level of penetration into one of our top threats that is given the opportunity to buy main battle platforms from the United States, F-16s, F-15s, F-35s, and then take their technological innovation know-how and improve on the tactics, the techniques, the procedures of how to use those jets in combat, and then actually test them in combat against threats that we face with them. And then at a moment like this, to be able to go into a back room quietly, covertly, plan out a major campaign, the likes we have not seen in many, many decades, and flawlessly pull that off jointly with the United States, and we are just seeing the first week of it play out, that is unbelievable. And you're going to cut off funding for Israel to be able to continue to produce wins for the United States? You're going to try to get between two allies that share common threats? That's ludicrous. That's shooting ourselves in the foot. That's shooting ourselves in the head from a national security perspective.
When we come back, our commander-in-chief, the Democrats are trying to prevent him from completing this mission and winning this war. I want to talk to you about that We'll be right back. We're here with Rich Goldberg, Foundation for Defense of Democracies, and really an expert in this entire field, Iran and the Middle East and so forth. Rich Goldberg, you know, I want to talk about Donald Trump for a minute. We've had presidents before Donald Trump, obviously of both parties, none of whom would have done what Donald Trump just did. We have a Democrat Party that believes its role is to sabotage Donald Trump and our military. In fact, I say they're leading Operation Sabotage while he's leading Operation Epic Fury. It's so important that we have this commander-in-chief when we have this commander-in-chief, because literally none of this would be happening, would it?
Mark, I don't believe that presidents know when history is going to come knocking. It happens at times you can't expect. But what makes a great president is being willing to answer the call, not to shy away, not to cower, not to be deterred, as many past presidents have. And repeatedly, throughout his two presidencies, when history knocks, President Trump answers the call. And that is what he just did. We have an enemy that has been at war with the United States for 47 years, with so much American blood on its hands, the largest sponsor of terrorism in the world, pursuing nuclear weapons, pursuing the delivery vehicles for those weapons to reach the continental United States. The ability at any moment, at China's command perhaps, when we are facing a conflict in the Indo-Pacific, or at a moment where they see the hidden imam and think this is the moment to strike the Americans, or at a moment where they get a great deal from a Democratic president like Barack Obama and make $1 trillion and build those weapons. The ability to light the Middle East on fire, the way you see them trying to do right now, to be able to sabotage the oil markets, to be able to attack shipping in the Gulf, to be able to try to shut down the Strait of Hormuz, to be able to attack our allies. And, of course, to be able to actually deliver those weapons that they seek to the U.S. homeland. That is something on its own that needs to be stopped on our terms, at our moment of choosing, not this radical regime's moment of choosing. And when I think President Trump saw them breaking every red line, continue to reconstitute their nuclear weapons program and their long-range missile programs, and, of course, killing tens of thousands of people in the streets, but recognizing the historic vulnerability of that moment for this American enemy, he has taken action. And by the way, we need to zoom out, America. We need to understand all the steps this president has taken in the last year to reshape the future when it comes to the United States and its long-term competition, Cold War, with the CCP in Beijing. He is remaking the century to make it an American century, from making us American energy dominant to taking back control of the periodic table with critical minerals, what you saw in Caracas, and now what you see in Tehran. All of this adds up to catastrophic failures for the Communist Chinese Party. That is what is happening right now. This is amazing for America. We are 6 days in, 7 days in, and this is moving at a pace no one could ever have imagined. We are decimating their missiles, their drones, their Navy, their ability to remake a nuclear weapons program, and soon, with the help of our allies in Israel, decapitating their ability to wage war against the Iranian people as well. Understand what is at stake here for our national security. Donald Trump is delivering for the United States of America.
Beautifully put. And conversely, the Democrats are trying to obstruct him every step of the way. And when confronted with the fact that the enemy says we have 22,000 pounds of nuclear material, what are you going to do about it? The Democrats say, surrender. Rich Goldberg, I want to thank you very much. God bless you, my friend.
God bless you, Mark. God bless the president and all of our troops.
Amen. We'll be right back.